Welcome to IELTS Listening. Today we study IELTS 20 Test 4, Part 1, Advice on Family Visit. This part has 10 questions. All are note completion. The answer limit is one word and/or a number. All questions use keyword location. Listen for key information in the dialogue. 3 core strategies: predict answer type, locate keywords, and watch for correction traps. This is a dialogue about advice on a family visit. 2 people discuss accommodation and activities. The first topic is about hotel recommendations. It covers questions 1 to 3, from turn 1 to turn 4. The second topic is about hotel prices. It covers questions 4 to 7, from turn 5 to turn 8. The third topic is about activity planning. It covers questions 8 to 10, from turn 9 to turn 11. The heat map shows questions 1 to 3 are in the first topic, questions 4 to 7 in the second topic, and questions 8 to 10 in the third topic. Watch for correction traps and format traps, like price numbers and place names. Now, we enter the question-by-question mode. Please pause the video and predict the answers first. Question 1 asks for the name of a hotel on George Street. The blank is before hotel, so the answer should be a hotel name. The clue word in the question is George Street. In the recording, Sandra mentions this street name, so we can use it to find the answer. In the recording, Sandra says, "I always recommend people stay at the King's Hotel." The answer King's is spoken directly, so we just copy it. So the answer is King's. Note the apostrophe shows possession, but writing King's is also acceptable. Question 2 asks for the cost of a family room per night. You need to write a number. The clue words before the blank are cost of family room per night, telling us to listen for a price. In the recording, Sandra says, book a family room, it's about £125 per night, which directly gives the answer. Be careful, later she mentions double rooms are £95 each. Don't mix them up. The answer is 125. Final answer, 125. Just write the number 125. For question 3, you need to fill in a word to describe the type of tour in the city center. Be careful, there might be a trap. The clue in the question is tour of the city center. This tells us we need to find a type of tour. The man first suggests a bus tour, but Sandra says it's expensive and then recommends a walking tour. Listen for better to do a walking tour. There is a correction trap here. The man first says bus tour, but Sandra corrects it to walking tour. So the correct answer is walking. The final answer is walking. Pay attention to the spelling. Question 4 asks about the way to travel to the old fort. The word by before the blank tells us we need a type of transport. The clue word is old fort. In the recording, Sandra says you can visit the old fort, but you can get there by boat. The recording directly says get there by boat, so the answer is boat. Just copy the word as it is. The final answer is boat. Fill it into the blank. Question 5 asks for the best day to visit. The answer is not directly stated. You need to think about the closing day and the stay. The clue word is best day. Sandra first says closed on Mondays. Then the man says from Saturday for 4 nights. The listening anchor words are closed on Mondays and 4 nights. The man says from Saturday for 4 nights, so it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Monday is closed, so Tuesday is best. There is a logical reasoning trap here. Monday is closed, Saturday is crowded, so after eliminating them, Tuesday is the correct answer. So the answer is Tuesday. Remember, you need to use context to reason, not just write the first word you hear. Question 6 asks about the topic of an exhibition that will start soon. The word about comes before the blank, so we predict a noun for the exhibition's content. Note that an exhibition about old computers was mentioned earlier, but it has already finished. The question asks about the one starting soon. In the recording, Sandra says, there's another one starting soon on space. The answer space is given directly. Just copy the word. So the answer is space. Be careful not to write old computers, which was the finished exhibition. Question 7 asks what kind of food it is good for. The words good for tell us we need a type of food. The clue is good for, so we predict the answer is a type of food. The man says his cousin is vegetarian, and the market is the best place for that kind of food. The recording directly says vegetarian. Copy the word exactly. Be careful with spelling. Don't write vegetable. The answer is vegetarian. Question 8 asks, what time you need to have lunch before in the afternoon? There is PM after the blank, so we need to write a time here. The clue words are have lunch before and PM, which tell us to fill in an afternoon time. In the recording, Sandra says, stop serving lunch at 2:30. Here, stop serving lunch is the listening anchor word. In the recording, Sandra says, stop serving lunch at 2:30, which means lunch service ends at 2:30. So we need to finish lunch before 2:30. Pay attention to the format. The example in the question shows 2.3, not 2:30. So the answer should be written as 2.3, using a dot instead of a colon. So the answer is 2.3. Remember to use a dot, not a colon. Question 9 asks how much you can save on ticket prices. The percentage sign is already there, so just write the number. The clue words are save up to and percent, so we predict the answer is a number. Find Sandra's turn. She says, on some seats there's a 75% discount. The number is given directly. The audio directly says 75% discount. The question asks save up to percent, so the answer is 75. Remember not to write the percentage sign. Final answer, 75. Direct dictation, don't add the percentage sign. Question 10. The blank is after view of the, so we need a noun for what you can see from Telegraph Hill. The clue word is view of the, so we predict the answer is a place, noun. In the recording, Sandra says climb Telegraph Hill, then look right down on the port, so the answer is port. Note, port is said directly. No interference, just write it down. So the answer for question 10 is port. Now, let's summarize the tricks that appeared in this listening test. The first trick is the format trap. The recording uses spoken forms, but the answer must be written in a standard written format. For example, in question 2, the recording says 125, but the answer is 125. Questions 8 and 9 are similar spoken to number conversions. The second trick is the correction trap. The speaker first gives wrong information, then corrects it with words like actually or sorry. For question 1, the speaker first says one date, then says actually and gives the correct date. Next, let's move to the vocabulary summary. We will focus on spelling and number writing. Now, let's look at the key vocabulary and numbers from this listening test. Question 1 answer, Kings. When you hear Kings Hotel, remember the apostrophes. Don't write Kings. Question 2 answer, 125. After hearing family room, focus on the number 125 pounds. Don't mix it with the later double room price of 95 pounds. Question 3 answer, walking. Listen for but after Sandra says walking tour is better. Don't be tricked by the earlier bus tour. Question 4 answer, boat. In the audio, by boat matches trip by in the question. Spell boat as B-O-A-T, not boat. Question 5 answer, Tuesday. Monday is closed, Saturday is crowded. Guests stay from Saturday for 4 nights, so Tuesday is best. Question 6 answer, space. Listen for starting soon to find the new exhibition. The answer, space, is said directly. Don't be confused by the finished old computers. Question 7 answer, vegetarian. Listen for cousins vegetarian. The answer is the food type, not a place. Question 8 answer, 2.3. Listen for stop serving lunch at 2:30. Write it as 2.3, not 2:30. Question 9 answer, 75. When you hear 75% discount, remember the question already has the percent sign, so just write 75. Question 10. Answer, port. The phrase, look right down on the port directly gives the answer. Remember, port is easy to spell, don't write hill. That's all for today's intensive training. Remember, the key to listening part 1 is keyword location and watching out for format traps. Good luck with your exam!